Hey guys, good morning. Sorry I'm late. Afraid I got lost on the path of life.
The beautiful people, the beautiful people. So, out of the box,
Meow, meow, meow.
we have the Kong Studio Super Saiyajin Blue 3 Vegito and Goku. And aesthetically, they are pretty nice. Starting with my man Goku, from head to toe, he looks clean. But as I'm sure some of you already know,
there's more to them than meets the eye.
But we'll get to that in a bit. The blues on the wristbands and the undershirt are the same. The blue on the belt is slightly lighter than on his shirt and his wristbands. And last but certainly not least, the boots are darker blue than everything else. The orange is reminiscent of the anime colors, but to be honest, more of an in-between the anime colors of that dark orange and the manga colors with the brighter orange. That being said, the sculpt of the battle damage is very well done, but with that being said, there's no scuffs or blood, which would have made the aesthetic of the figure feel more complete. I say this to say that it was basically an open layup miss by Kong Studios. The bright side is, if you want to, you could paint the blood on yourself, but that's why you pay the manufacturer for these figures, right? Now Vegito, you're up! Ditch the wristbands, add the gloves, swap the boots, flip the palette. And there we have it! Super Saiyan Blue 3 Vegito. As far as the aesthetic for Vegito, everything that I said about the Goku applies here, with a few exceptions. First thing first, the orange undershirt and the orange sleeve are different oranges. It seems like the orange undershirt was molded originally in blue, but they painted over it with orange paint. Therefore, you can see a little bleeding through the shirt, but it's not too bad. I guess you could call that blood orange. Also, the sleeve is a soft material on both the Goku and the Vegito. We'll see how that affects articulation later on. Now let's get to the elephant in the room. Hey, what are you? The hair. It has a nice cyan color to it, and the paleness towards the tips of the hair definitely helped the sculpt and the overall look of the hair feel far more dynamic. However, while the hair is wonderfully sculpted and painted, the hair might as well be Mjolnir on these figures. That is to say, that motherfucker is heavy. Or perhaps the hair is simply saying that the body is unworthy to carry it. Nah, that shit just heavy. If these figures were Toy Story characters and they whip their hair back and forth, the heads will fly out the window and crack somebody. Ow, my eye! Multiplayer engage! As for the faces, they both come with a stern face and a yelling face. Solo mode! Go! Carrot hair comes with my face when I'm trying to stop a figure from taking a shelf dive. But all jokes aside, in case we're wondering where this face is from, I think it's from this scene here. His other face that's unique to him is his standard looking forward smirking face. As for Vigorot, you get a cocky smirking face that's looking down, and of course you get your standard, you know what grinds my gears type of face. Multiplayer engage! As for the hands, they both come with martial arts pose hands, open palm hands, Kamehameha hands, and that does it for the hands that they have in common. So I realized as I was editing this video that I was about to forget the most important set of hands, fist hands, somehow, some way. But here you go. Solo mode! Again! Go! For Goku's exclusive hands, he gets a set of spirit gun hands. Vegito comes with what can only be described as either a taunting hand or a hand for grabbing people's faces and slamming it into the ground. You're under arrest! Stop resisting! The other set of hands that Vegito comes with is some karate chop hands, which I'm assuming is meant to be for his spirit sword. Shout out to Kuwabara. Now the only thing is, Vegito doesn't actually come with any type of energy accessory like a spirit sword in the packaging, so it's kind of almost pointless to me. Now, luckily your good pal Bombastic, in case you wanted to see how it looked, has a couple of spirit sword accessories from other Vegito figures. So this is Vegito with the Demoniacal Fit Ultimate Time Ranger slashing accessory from Demoniacal Fit, as redundant as that was. And also he is with the Spirit Sword from the Premium Bandai exclusive Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. And if you look closely, you see that Vegito has his regular Super Saiyan Blue head, Room Shamble. Now, what you see on the screen is the main selling point, I think, for most collectors of Dragon Ball figures to even have bothered with getting the Super Saiyan Blue 3 figures. And that is to get the Super Saiyan 3 head from the regular Super Saiyan 3 figure that Kong Studios had released and kit bash it onto this body so they could have that half-torn shirt look. So they could replicate that scene from the Fusion Reborn movie. Now, with that being said, let's get to the good stuff. I have the Premium Bandai Super Saiyan Blue Vegito head on the Kong Studio 3.0 body.
Halfway.
Why, my dear viewer, with the conversion peg from AFFM Customs. This one in particular is the 2.0 to Kong peg. And of course, before you use this peg, you'll have to remove the Kong peg that actually comes with the body, which is as simple as just heating it up and, you know, using a hair dryer or getting some hot water and putting it in that area so you can more easily pull out that peg. Whichever heat source you decide to use, you can leave it there for like 15 to 30 seconds. You can use, if you need more time, use more time. But once that's done, you know, you just pop the peg in and it fits in perfectly.
That's what she said.
Now for the next few kit bashes slash head swaps, we have some of the Fang Studio X Lefma hair kits. We have your standard Super Saiyan hair and face. We have the Super Saiyan Blueberry edition. And last but certainly not least, we have the Super Saiyan Rose head. And as nice as these look on the figure, there is a caveat. If you heat up the heads to fit them on, which you should do, in my opinion, the heads will fit on, but when you want to move the head, as seen in the footage, it will have a tendency to pop off. Is it going to pop off every time? Not necessarily. But I would say keep that in mind. And the reason why this is happening is because the neck is too thick, a little bit too thick for the head. And you can see it with the little bit of gapping that it causes with the faceplate to the hair. It's not anything super egregious, but it is something that's definitely worth noting if you want to do this particular kit bash. Here is a little sneak peek of one of the re-custom heads or the RE custom heads from the historic battle kit on a battle damaged Kong body. Also, fun fact, it seems that Lefma is also involved with this third party as well. Stop! Once again, somehow, some way, even though I made this a teaser for this video, I almost forgot a kit bash. So the 3.0 Kong mold with the Ultra Instinct head released by Tamashi, or the head sculpt that came with the Ultra Instinct figure rather. But there you go.
One more thing.
Another thing I almost forgot, both of these Super Saiyan 3 figures come with a Halo accessory. So there you go.
Reality is often disappointing.
So what y'all guys see right here is me trying to recreate some of the poses that we saw in the prototypes of these figures, and as you can see, it seems to be possible, but I will say this: how the hair is turned and positioned and everything all together, it just seems to be a very shrewd balancing act, you know? So while it's not particularly like they told us, like they lied to us is what I'm trying to say, it also isn't what we thought it was gonna be. We thought, you know, they were able to hit these poses because the hair was light enough that we could hit these poses, not because it was just this
super crazy balancing act. But as you can see, right here, it's possible. So right here, I'm just showing you how I twisted the hair in order to get this type of balance with the figure. And basically, what I did is since this figure's hair has 2 different segments or 3 different segments to it, the last 2 segments, I took both of them and I spent it around. So I'll have some type of footage on the screen so you can see more easily what I'm talking about. Alright, so we got another pose that I'm ready to do, and we're gonna see if it works. The first one worked out so far, and we're gonna try one more pose after this, and then we're gonna move on to a different segment. So here we go. This is one of the poses that we saw in the picture, and I'm gonna just tell you right now, this shit is not about to hold up. I can feel it in the ankle. So as y'all can see, that's just not happening. Standing on 1 foot, not happening. Now there's another 1 foot standing pose that I saw that we're gonna try in a second. So here's the last pose that I saw that I'm trying to do. Now, the whole point in me doing these poses, and as you can see, it's not gonna hold this pose at all. The whole point in me doing these poses is that, you know, in these test shots, these are what got us hyped to get the figures in the first place, because it's like, oh snap, with all that hair, he can still balance like that? As you can see, no, he can't balance like that. But like I said, not to pick on him, but these are what sold some of us on getting the figure in the first place, and to not be able to replicate what they did in the pictures for the most part, because you know that first pose, it was able to actually do it, and I was actually surprised even with that, because you know, standing up on its own, these figures have trouble standing up on their own, to be honest. So it's kind of disappointing that we can't use, not even kind of, it is disappointing that we can't do the same things that we saw in the pictures. However, you know, it is what it is. I think that's something for them to work on moving forward. Figure out how to make that hair lighter so we can actually hit those poses that we see in the picture. But with that being said, let's move on to the next segment. Oh my god, it's a human pretzel. So this should be the only part of the articulation segment where I'm talking, but I just wanted to say that the Super Saiyan 3 ankle articulation seemed to be inferior to the Vegitos, but now I'm looking at the footage, maybe that's not the case, and maybe it was just that it was more stiff, you know? But that's it. Pause. To the top of their heads, they stand about 7 inches tall. So here are the figures next to the Mafex Ben Reilly Spider-Man, the Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Broly, the SH Figure Arts Ultra Instinct Goku on the 2.0 mode. Now I remember somebody saying that this Kong 3.0 mode is a lot taller, and in the picture and even in life it is a bit taller. Now my biggest thing was, is it bigger than the 3.0 mode, like a Gohan build, right? Which is what this figure is based on, the Kong mode, I mean. And
Yeah, it is ever so slightly taller. I don't think it's super egregious, but yeah, the Kong figures are just a smidge taller. And here is a picture of them like face to face, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But if that's something that's like a deal breaker for you, well, now you know, right? With that being said, let's move on to the closing thoughts. I will be right back with Bombastic's final thoughts. What? So let's knock the ratings out of the way first. First thing first, articulation, 8 out of 10. However, I'm gonna deduct 2 points because the hair is so damn heavy. It takes away from a lot of the fun factor to be had with posing this figure because it's always falling over. So unless you got something always holding up the hair, it's mad annoying. Accessories, 8 out of 10. Give me some energy effects. Aesthetic, 8 out of 10. This is the most clean looking battle damage character I've ever seen. You know what it looks like? It looks like he got into a fight. They got into a fight, but then they healed him, and like all the scratches and the blood just went away. So there's that. But yeah, the biggest thing, can I recommend this figure? I usually like to leave that decision to you guys. I present the information to y'all of the possibilities of the figure in the review and let y'all make y'all own decision. But in good faith, can I recommend this figure? Not really. If only because the hair is so damn heavy. Like I said, it takes away a lot of the fun factor to be had with this figure. So it was kind of like, well, for some people it could just be like the ultimate cool looking paperweight, you know? So honestly, there's that. But if you still want this figure, right, despite everything that you've seen in the review, it still is up for pre-order on 5ktoys.com. The only thing is, some of you may not know this, but Kong Studios is not Kong Studios anymore. They are now Beast Deity. They've changed their name. I'm assuming because in the past there was some type of licensing thing, but I don't know if that was ever really confirmed. It was just my speculation. But with all this being said, I am eternally grateful for you guys' patience. Sorry this video took so long to put out. Happy New Year. I'm always appreciative of the support. You know, we going up. And until next time, this has been Bombastic Plastic. Stay fantastic.